Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about the Supreme Court and getting lucky, maybe, and why a number of people are starting to question their original assessments of the makeup of the Supreme Court. You know, it wasn't that long ago when everybody was like, the Supreme Court has been ideologically captured. It is now a right-wing court. It's just going to be a rubber stamp for the Republican Party, so on and so forth. And it really hasn't turned out that way. People are pointing to a couple of surprise decisions, and then they're pointing to the fact that it's the conservative wing, not even the conservative wing, it's the far right wing of the Supreme Court that has to keep writing dissenting opinions. The opinion comes down from the court, and a justice has the ability to write a differing opinion. Generally speaking, those are people who are mad at the decision the court as a whole handed down. The people who have wrote the most have been Alito, Gorsuch, and Thomas, with 10, 7, and 9. So there is the idea that it's not a 6-3 court anymore, that it's 3 liberals, 3 centrists, and 3 far right. Is that true? We don't know, but we'll know soon. In a very short amount of time, a whole bunch of opinions are going to come down from the court. Prior to them leaving for their summer vacation, they will be handing down rulings on affirmative action, a kind of an independent state legislature theory case, student debt, same-sex marriage, so on and so forth. Let's wait and see how those go. I would rather be surprised than get my hopes up. But there is the chance that the Republican Party was hyper-focused when choosing justices. They were hyper-focused on reproductive rights and gun control. And they wanted justices who would block those 2 issues. Maybe they didn't look at everything else. And those justices may be more to the center than initially believed. Maybe. It's possible. I understand where people are coming from when they say this. Like, I get it. I see the same thing. But I'm not willing to say that. I'm not willing to say that until this next batch of rulings come down that are pretty contentious. Once we see those, then we can talk about maybe it's a 3-3 court. Until then, I think everybody should act accordingly and just assume that there have been a couple of wins for the liberal side, but the court is ideologically captured by the far right. Until we see otherwise on big cases, that's what we have to assume. I don't want to get my hopes up and then all of these decisions go the wrong way. So, but it's hopeful news. It's interesting news. It's a unique take that is starting to gain ground. That basically the Republican Party messed up with their Supreme Court selections. It's not as wild as it sounds, because they really could have just been hyper-focused on those 2 issues and weren't paying attention to everything else. But there's no need to speculate a whole lot about it, because we're going to find out real quick. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.